Morning, Steve here in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, it's the report day, so 11 o'clock, at least as far as September 1 U.S. stocks and last year's wheat crop and maybe last year's bean crop will be a little smarter than we are right now. We'll see how the market wants to react to it. Right now, we estimate that the funds are long about 27,000 contracts of beans, short 120,000 corn, and about 73,000 wheat. And when you look at the chart, beans have now traded below all the moving average support levels. So you just kind of wonder, are we heading down to the 940 area or maybe even back to the 920 area of support, because we're entering harvest, farmers are selling beans, and the yields so far are supporting what the USDA is saying on their September crop report. Over in the corn, the farmers are selling a little bit of corn out of their bins and off the combines. And we were just kind of wondering if we're stuck in the 345 to 360 area in the East corn market. Trading below it, you're not going to buy a lot of corn. Trading above it, and you'll probably buy more. The one problem the corn market is having is that our export sales are pretty disappointing. We're at a pace right now to do 1650 exports versus the government's 1850 exports. And last year, we did 2295. So that's a big drop in demand as far as corn is concerned. And in the wheat, kind of stuck in this 445, 460 area. Technically, it looked like we were going to break out above the 460 area, but we still have too much wheat in the world. We noted that the International Grain Council came out up their increase their production of corn, beans, and wheat globally. They've got a corn crop at 1,029,000,000 metric tons. USDA is at 1032. They've got the bean crop at 348, the same as the USDA, and the wheat crop at 748 million tons, and the government's at 745. So it seems like globally the numbers are also getting bigger. Overnight prices a little bit weaker. Harvest is going on. Farmers are selling. Yields are okay. And the one final note, looks like from a weather standpoint, we'll still see some rains in the west, but not a lot in the east, which will allow harvest to move along. South American weather looks okay. Hopefully get some rains in parts of Brazil. Yesterday I was at a conference for bankers and farm credit. The main speaker talked about why U.S. farmers are not competitive in the world trade. The number one is Russia. He recently came back from Russia. They're willing to spend 80 billion rubles to increase the infrastructure and increase wheat production from 80 million tons to 100 million tons over the next 3 years. And 17% of the Russian GDP is agriculture. The second is Brazil. Farmers are going to continue to plant a second corn crop behind the bean harvest, even though corn prices are $1.85. And then the third thing is that when you look at comparative Russian, Ukraine, Brazil, and Argentina farmers, their net profits are better than U.S. farmers. And the reason is U.S. farmers have higher rent, higher machinery costs, and higher seed costs. And in case of Brazil, Brazil farmers are buying the same seed the U.S. farmers are, but at lower prices. So it looks like there's not a lot of things that can happen to help competitive farmer as far as world trade is concerned. This particular speaker estimated that if costs don't come down in the U.S., if yields keep going up, by 2026, U.S. farmers will need to plant 25 million less acres here in the United States. As always, these are my thoughts, not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.